What if I told you Logitech has released a direct drive wheel with 8 Newton meters of torque for just €300? And yes, it's fully compatible with PlayStation. Listen up, because the Logitech RS50 is here, the new direct drive wheel aiming to challenge the almighty Fanatec DD Pro. I'll walk you through everything you need to know about this wheel. Stay tuned, because what you're about to see will surprise you. For years, Logitech has been the entry point into sim racing for thousands of players. Wheels like the G29 or the G923, with their gear-driven systems, have been the first step for many in this world. But while brands like Fanatec and Moza ventured into the direct drive territory, Logitech seemed to lag behind. Sure, they had the Logitech G Pro, but at sky-high prices. What users were asking for was a real evolution, not just a redesign. Not more lights or software tricks, but strength, detail, and realism. That leap you feel on the very first turn when you go from a gear-driven system to a direct drive motor. That's where the new Logitech RS50 comes in. Finally, a clear response from Logitech to the dominance of products like the Fanatec DD Pro and the Moza R9. Too late, or just in time to lead this new generation of sim racers? The first thing that surprises about the RS50 is its design. Logitech has left behind the classic aesthetics of their entry-level models like the G29 or the G923 and has gone for a style much more in line with a professional direct drive wheel. The base has a hexagonal shape with a fully metal chassis and upper fins that resemble the heat sinks of high-end equipment. No cheap plastics here. Everything conveys robustness and durability. At the front, we find an OLED display next to a button that allows you to adjust settings without external software. On the back, the brand's logo, the power button, and a distribution of ports that include USB Type-A inputs for accessories, a USB Type-C port for the main connection, and of course, the power supply. The construction is solid, with mounting designed to fit both in a cockpit and on a desk, thanks to the lower T-nut rails that make installation easier. And all of this in a compact size, far from the bulky appearance of the Pro wheel. But beyond the design, what really matters is the power. The RS50 delivers 8 Newton meters of torque, a figure that places it directly in the same league as rivals like the Fanatec CSL DD or the Moza R9. This means that for the first time, Logitech has a wheel capable of offering sensations typical of the professional mid-range, and it comes with their star technology, True Force. True Force is not just brute force, it's immersion. It's that extra vibration that lets you feel the asphalt, the curbs, and even the changes in track surface with a level of detail that goes beyond simple traditional force feedback. And although True Force is still limited to a small number of compatible games, when it works, it completely changes the experience. That's perhaps the big trump card that sets the RS50 apart from its direct competitors. In other words, Logitech doesn't just want to fight for power, it also wants to redefine how virtual driving feels. The RS50 comes with the RS round wheel, a rim of 29 centimeters in diameter, built from low-density aluminium and wrapped in hand-stitched silicon leather. At the top, a white center marker, and in the middle, the classic Logitech logo. Honestly, for me, it's a very small rim. I prefer rims of more than 30 centimeters. The feeling in the hands is solid and comfortable, with no uncomfortable edges, which makes it ideal for disciplines like rally or drifting. The magnetic gear shifters are adjustable and produce a metallic click that conveys precision with every move. The central hub includes buttons, a joystick, and 2 dials, as well as configurable RGB light sync rev lights. All of this integrated with Logitech's quick release system, which allows you to swap rims easily. And here lies one of the great strengths of the ecosystem: compatibility. This rim can be replaced with others, like the RS track wheel, the Pro Racing GTD rim, or even the new wheels developed in collaboration with Momo. In short, the player can customize their experience without being locked into a single design. Together with the wheel, Logitech is also launching the RS pedals, a clear evolution from previous generations. No plastic here. The entire structure is built from steel, transmitting solidity and stability from the very first use. The accelerator works with a Hall effect sensor, offering precision with every press. But the star of the set is the brake with a 75-kilogram load cell, which simulates the pressure of a real brake and allows for a much finer level of control. What's more, the brake is fully configurable. From the Logitech G Hub software, you can adjust the braking force from 1 kilogram up to 75 kilograms. And physically, you can modify the stiffness using different combinations of spacers and springs included in the package. The system allows you to add an optional clutch pedal, identical to the accelerator, for those seeking a more complete experience. And in terms of ergonomics, Logitech has included extenders to prevent the pedals from tipping over in desktop setups, along with anti-slip rubbers and optional carpet spikes. The result is clear. The pedals are no longer Logitech's weak spot, but a true selling point against the competition. The important thing about a wheel isn't just its specifications, it's how it feels on track. And here, the RS50 is impressive. In tests with PlayStation 5 and a high-end PC, the wheel proved to be quiet, smooth, and precise even during long sessions. With True Force disabled, the experience is already comparable to a CSL DD or an R9. But when we activate True Force, the level of detail multiplies. Vibrations when going over curbs, the roughness of the asphalt, surface changes, even small impacts that previously went unnoticed. A maximum strength of 8 Newton meters is more than enough to feel in control in fast corners, rally stages, or formula simulators. And the pedals, thanks to the load cell brake, provide a much more realistic and precise sensation than in previous generations. The result is a package that feels professional, but at a much more accessible price. One of Logitech's great advantages has always been its ecosystem. The RS50 is no exception. It works both on PC and on PlayStation, and with a simple additional hub, it can also be compatible with Xbox. That means that, unlike other manufacturers, with a single base, you can cover the 3 most important sim racing platforms. In addition, the system is fully interoperable with accessories like the RS shifter, the handbrake, or even the Pro wheel pedals. Integration with Logitech G Hub allows you to customize the steering angle, force feedback strength, true force effects, and even the pedal sensitivity curves. And all of this is saved directly in the base's internal memory, so you don't depend on the software every time you connect it. In summary, it's a solid, flexible ecosystem that's ready to grow. But of course, all of this would mean less if the price didn't match. And here, Logitech has been aggressive. The RS50 can be found for around $349 in its PC version and $400 in the PlayStation-compatible version. The bundles that include the rim and base are around $650, while the pedals are sold separately for about $150 with the optional clutch for $40. Compared with the competition, we're talking about a product that's cheaper than the Pro wheel, competitive against the CSL DD and the R9, and with the advantage of featuring True Force, something no other offer. The limitations. There are still too few games compatible with True Force, and Logitech's ecosystem isn't as wide as Fanatec's or Moza's. But even so, the RS50 represents a huge step, a wheel that brings professional-level experience to a much wider audience. In conclusion, if you're looking to move up from a G29 or a G923 to a direct drive wheel without spending a fortune, this could be the best midpoint option on the current market. The big question is, are we looking at the new mid-range standard, or just the first step in a much bigger change at Logitech? That said, with everything the RS50 offers, the price-to-performance ratio is very good. But if I'm being completely honest, I still find the Fanatec DD Pro a bit more interesting for the money. In the end, each player has to choose what best fits their needs. But in that price range, the DD Pro still has very strong arguments. In fact, I have a full video on the channel where I analyze the Fanatec DD Pro in depth. And if you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you watch it to compare both options directly. As always, you'll find all the links in the description. And on screen, you'll also see the Simufy code, since they're now an official Fanatec distributor, with which you can get a 3% discount on your purchase. So now you know, if you want to keep improving your sim racing experience, here are all the tools to do it. Let me know in the comments what you think about the new Logitech. See you in the next video.